Put simply, a case study is one way to prove that your product or service is working, based on facts from your current customers. Tip: build your trusted case study by downloading the Case Study Brainstorming Checklist. Case studies usually follow a typical story structure, that is, they have a beginning, a middle and an end. As a case study author, I know that case studies explain more than just the problem a customer faced, how a product or service solved it, and what the results were. They tell a great yarn, as the following 5 examples of great case studies show. And when they cite alongside their own research, they get reward points. As a case study author, I offer you 5 great examples that you can use as templates. It makes sense to publish case studies on your corporate website. With customers doing their own research anyway, providing case studies provides you with the information you need to position your business as a real entity. Once you've decided to make case studies available on your site, you'll need to decide how to show them. One of the most popular options is either to create a virtual case study library where visitors can search for the most interesting case studies for them. Surrounded by compelling stories, they help a new potential buyer imagine how their business might change if they invest in their solution. Especially case studies prove that your product really can do everything you say. A case study enables companies to sell products or services to another company. Companies may have a different process for creating their case studies, but it is important that sales and marketing always work together. You are only one person in your business, and marketers are usually not the ones who share a case study directly with potential customers and prospects. Make sure that all relevant parties in your organization are aware of the case study to ensure that it has the greatest impact. For example, in addition to sales, your customer success team may use customer loyalty and upselling case studies. It's a mistake to create your own case studies for marketing. The ideal situation: let sales and marketing work together to achieve the best possible buyer personality. The closer your problems, goals, and industries fit together, the more your case study will resonate. It's just about coordinating the schedules and getting the information you need. However you choose the case study process, effective communication is important. Speak in a transparent and consistent way as you develop a strategy to select case study subjects, gather information, and present them in a convincing way. B2B buying decisions are made by committees. Different formats appeal to different stakeholders. If you decide to test the water in video case studies, you should make sure that the effectiveness is being tested on your target audience. And just like a written case study, you always find ways to improve your process while engaging in video case studies. B2B buyers represent committees of people with different skills, industries, and disciplines. Once users navigate to a page, usually from a case study library, the goal is simple: you can view, read, or download this study. Like case studies, landing pages work best when the text breaks with many visual elements. Improved ultrasound information, including options and limitations, appears to be the most appropriate method for obstetricians and other caregivers to minimize the psychological impact of uncertainty and obtain informed consent. It is plausible that this does not apply only to this particular study context. The obstetricians in our study have repeatedly described experiences with respect to the former, the psychological damage caused by false positive or false negative findings, or the stress caused when the information from an exam is too difficult for prospective parents to grasp or to handle. Interestingly, in this study, the possible biological effects on the fetus were not given much attention by the participating obstetricians, and the effects of overliberal use were only discussed with regard to diagnostic errors. The goal was to focus primarily on complicated pregnancies. The participants identified dilemmas regarding all aspects of ultrasound application. It is clear from this study that ultrasound is a very valued tool for obstetricians in their daily practice and for the treatment of complicated pregnancies. These problems are more likely to relate to the routine use of prenatal ultrasound screening than to the use of ultrasound in the treatment of complicated pregnancies. The present study has shown how obstetricians experienced and managed to overcome challenging circumstances in which pregnant women may have no understanding or unrealistic expectations. Nerve fiber layer octography is often the most useful method for detecting early glaucoma. In some cases, the defect may be located so that it can easily be overlooked when surrounded by a healthy nerve fiber layer (NFL). Not only are macular images useful for clinical knowledge and decision-making in individual patient management, but it is also of considerable value to map the NFL and macula in connection with patient education. Much of the challenge associated with treating glaucoma patients is convincing them to follow their treatment regimens. Again, Nione is not the only cause of a unilateral, swollen optic nerve.